Hi everybody, it's me, Miss Theresa, and I'm here to do another pace movement art lesson with you today. Today we're going to do a math lesson and it's about defining attributes of shapes. So an attribute is like a characteristic of something. So we'll be talking about characteristics of shapes, characteristics, attributes that different shapes can have, and some similar attributes, some that are the same, some that are different. And while we're exploring all of these different attributes, we'll actually be using our bodies to make the shapes. We'll mostly be using our upper bodies. So for most of this, we could probably do our work seated today, or you could do it on your feet. It could be up to your teachers. I'll be on my feet, but if you would like to do some of your work seated, you could do that too. But the first thing that we need to do is to get ready to move so that our bodies are good to go, so we can make all kinds of cool shapes. So we will stand up for our warm up. So please stand and join me for our warm up now. We'll push our chairs in, stand up. Make sure we have enough space to move. Our feet are together, our hands are by our sides, eyes and ears towards the screen. Okay guys, so you can follow along with me for our warm-up. We're going to warm up mostly our upper body today because that's what we'll mostly be using to explore our different attributes of shapes. So follow along with me. Let's start with our head. And we'll gently take our head side to side. Good. Be nice and gentle. Just feeling our movement. And let's go down and back next. Down and back with our heads. Good. So we're going nice and slow. Getting some blood flowing to our muscles. Let's take it back to the center now. We'll turn our head to the left and to the right. Good. And now let's make a circle with our head. So we're kind of drawing a circle with our head. Oh, that feels great. Good, nice and slow and gentle. Sometimes we have lots of energy to move around and to move with our bodies. And we like to move fast and big. Good, let's take the other way again. But sometimes it's nice to move gently with our bodies too, especially if our bodies are feeling tired, or if we're feeling tired, or if we're injured. It's important other way to move gently and slowly with our bodies too. And to protect our bodies, how they feel. Let's move our shoulders. Good, we'll circle around. Good, you might see how big you can get your shoulder moves. Good, let's go the other way. Good, with our shoulder moves. Let's scoop one arm up. We'll take our torso to the side. Good, and come back up. Good, I'm reaching down and out to make a scoop, like I'm scooping up the air. Or one of my students said to me last night, it's like you're scooping ice cream, and you know I love food, so I loved that. Good, other way. And we'll down and reach and scoop. Good. Now we'll take our torso, we'll go side like we did, and then we're gonna curve to the front. Can you guys still see me? Oh no. Now we'll roll up from the bottom of our spine. You know about your spine, right? To the top of your spine, so your head's the last thing that comes up. Let's try that to the other side. Good. And we'll curve. Bottom of our spine to the top of our spine. Good. Excellent. Okay, let's put our hands forward. We'll do some circling moves with our hands. We want to get You can feel that in your forearms. Good, let's circle the other way. Ooh. Oh, you can add some finger moves in there. That's fun. Good, shake out one, shake out the other. Okay, let's get into our upper back a little bit. So we're gonna take one arm behind our head. We're gonna take the other hand, we're gonna grab that elbow and gently pull to the side. Oh, that is amazing, I needed that. Oh, I love that. Good, now we're gonna release. Good, now we'll repeat with the other side. So we'll bring that other arm behind our head, grab onto our elbow, gently pull. Oh my word, that is amazing. It feels even better for me when I go sideways a little bit like that. Good, okay. All right, so we'll do one more. I'm gonna back up a little bit and I'll turn sideways so you can see me. It might be good for you to turn sideways too so you don't accidentally bump your head on your desk. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hands behind me like this, okay? And I'm lacing my fingers together. You know how to do that like you're holding hands, right? So I've got my hands behind me, I'm lacing my fingers together and I'm rolling my shoulder back. Now I'm going to lift my hands up and keep lifting my hands up as I go forward. So my hands are lifting up, going towards my head. I know you can't see my head, but you can see my hands. Oh, and this should make your shoulders feel amazing. You guys love this, right? Okay, good. Make sure you're not bumping anything. We're going to stay down here for just another second. Oh, so good. All right, we can gently release our hands, and then we'll roll up again. Bottom of our spine to the top of our spine. Okay, let's give it a gentle shake out. Aha, I think that we're ready to do some moving now. Now, again, we'll be using our upper body, so we can really mostly do this at our desks if you want. So teachers, it's up to you. If you want, you can have your students have a seat. It might be kind of a long time to stay standing. So let's go ahead and let's have a seat for this part, and then we'll stand up for later on. Okay. Okay, friends, let's talk about some shapes. So we're going to use our upper body to create some shapes today. Please make sure whatever shapes you create that you're doing so safely. So you want to make sure that you're not like moving too fast, especially seated at your desk. You don't want to bump into your desk or your chair or anyone around you, right? And you don't want to make a shape and forget about the space around you. So you have to think about the space around you first. But we'll mostly be using our arms and our torso and our head to make a shape. So you guys might know some things about some of these shapes already, but some of these things might be a little different for you. Okay, so first of all, we talked about the word attributes. So attributes means a characteristic of a shape. A characteristic is like what a thing is like. So if we're talking about a person, you say that a characteristic of Miss Theresa is that she has blue eyes. That's one thing that's about me. So I've got blue eyes, right? And I might share those characteristics or attributes with other people. So like there might be other people with blue eyes. So we have similar attributes. So if you are in class and you also have blue eyes, let's raise your hands. Aha. So some people have those same attributes, characteristics. Okay, if you are in the classroom and you have brown eyes, please raise your hand. So that's a different kind of attribute, right? Okay, all right, so everybody with their, oh, not me, I don't have brown eyes, I raised my hand by accident. Okay, but everybody in the classroom who raised their hand with brown eyes, they have brown eyes in common. That's an attribute, that's a thing that they have in common. All right, so let's get back to shapes. The first kind of shapes that we're going to make are shapes that have this attribute. They are open shapes. So the attribute of open shapes is that they're a shape that has an opening, okay? So there's not an inside and an outside for open shapes. So we're gonna create some open shapes. So if I'm using my arms here, yeah, you can see that like I'm making a straight line here, and then this part makes a straight line all the way across, and then this part makes a straight line. You can even include my head if you want to, but is there an open space? There is. Are you guys making an open shape with me? Okay, so let's explore some different open shapes. So we'll make some shapes that have an opening, like the opening here is right there, and right there you can see the opening at the top. If I connected, boop, it would be like a closed shape. And this closed shape has some sides. But anyway, we're making open shapes right now, so let's experiment. I'll say 1, 2, 3, go. And every time I say go, you'll hit a new open shape, all right? You don't have to make the same ones as me. We are exploring different kinds of open shapes that we can make. So you try to make your own open shape. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. Do you have an opening? 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, those are some open shapes. So we know that closed shapes are different, right? The attributes that closed shapes have in common is that there's no opening. All the lines connect, and with closed shapes, there is an inside and an outside. So let's create some closed shapes together, right? So we're making closed shapes. When we're making shapes with our bodies, I think about like the line that's being created, sometimes like the outside line, right? So we're imagining that this is a line. You can see that it's connected with my fingertips here, right? We've got like another line here. Sometimes we use our imaginations when we're making shapes with movement. So like I could imagine that this line connects at my chest, at my center right there. You see that? Or I could think about the inside here. But is there an inside to my shape? There is. There's an inside, right? And then there's an outside. Everything that's outside this part, everything that's in here. And in dance and visual art too, we can call that positive space and negative space sometimes. Anyway, the positive space would be the space that my body is taking up. The negative space would be the space around it, this part and this part on the outside. Okay, that's it. That's a closed shape. All right, so we need to make some more closed shapes. We'll do it the same way. I'll say 1, 2, 3, go, and we'll make some different closed shapes. You guys with me? If you're with me, put your thumbs up. If you're with me, clap your hands one time. If you're with me, wiggle your fingers. If you're with me, say, I'm with you. If you're with me, say, I'm with you. If you're with me, wiggle your shoulders. If you're with me, wiggle your head. If you're with me, take a deep breath. Okay, closed shapes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. Ooh, I think that's pretty close. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. Ooh, that's kind of two closed shapes right here. All right, closed shapes. So this one has all of those lines are connected. All of those lines are connected. All right, so we know that other attributes of shapes are that they can have straight sides. I want you to name some shapes that you know that have straight sides. You can say it right now. Okay, so you probably know a few different kinds of shapes that have straight sides, right? So what I mean by a straight side is it has a side that's just like kind of like a straight line. So this is a way to kind of make a straight line with your arm, right? So we could have straight sides, and if we have a closed shape and another straight side, those sides would connect at what's that called? I'm gonna move it more like that. There you go. That's a corner, right? So when our sides connect, it makes a corner. So I've got a couple corners going on here. I'm looking at it like, here's one corner where my fingertips are. And then I'm looking at this inside right here. So that looks like a corner there to me too. Do you guys see that? Yeah, so I've got a corner here. Now I'm imagining that, you see the black of my shirt? That makes a straight line too. Oh, I'm trying to keep it straight. It's kind of tricky. So then there's another corner. So how many corners do I have? 1, 2, 3. And how many straight sides do I have? 1, 2, 3. So what kind of shape would that make it if it has 3 sides and 3 straight corners? 3 straight sides and 3 corners. That would be a triangle, right? Right, that would be a triangle. Okay, so let's talk about some shapes that have 4 sides, okay? So 4 sides and 4 corners. So if they have 4 corners and 4 sides, do you think it would be an open shape or a closed shape? Yeah, that's right. We're talking about some closed shapes right now. Okay, so you guys know about this one, I know for sure. A rectangle, right? So what are the attributes of a rectangle? Well, we said 4 sides, right? So all of these shapes that we're going to be talking about have that attribute in common. It has a thing in common. It all has 4 sides. Let me hear you say 4 sides. 4 sides. Awesome. Okay, so a rectangle is the first one that has 4 sides, but it has another attribute too that's important. It has 4 square corners, and we could call those a right angle too. Okay, so that means, so I'm making a right angle right here. Now this isn't a rectangle because I only have 2 sides, and this is an open shape, right? But if I did this, that would be more like a rectangle. Okay, so what a square corner means is it's like a right angle. So if I had a little square and I put that here, it would fit into those 2 sides right here, right? It also means it's a 90-degree angle. So this one, if it was like that, that's not a square corner. That's not a right angle. Or if it was like too much, if it was like that, it's also not a square corner. So it's like one line this way and one line straight up like this. And you can imagine, boop, boop, making a little square. Okay, so a rectangle has 4 sides. Let's see if we can do this with our hands. That's kind of like a rectangle, 4 sides. And I'm trying to make my corners really square. Can you make yours? Yeah. Oh. Okay, we could even turn it this way. That's like a rectangle, 4 sides and 4 square corners. Okay, so let's talk about squares. Squares are special kinds of rectangles. What are some of the attributes of squares that you know? That's right, they also have 4 sides. They also have 4 square corners, so they're like rectangles. But there's one other thing that makes them special. That's right, they've got equal length of sides. So when we made this rectangle, we have 2 sides that are longer and 2 sides that are shorter. But if we wanted to make a square, we want to have equal length of sides. That would be like a square. It might be as equal as I can get it. Can you guys try that one? So I made my rectangle with my thumbs and fingers connected that way. I'm looking at those corners. Are you looking at your corners? To make square corners. And now we'll shift it. And then I just curved my fingers over this way. Okay. I think I need to shift it a little bit more. Okay, that looks like a better square. That looks more like a square. So that has 4 sides, 4 square corners, and equal length in sides. Okay, we've got 2 more to learn about. Then we're going to start putting some of these shapes together in a dance. So the next one we're going to talk about is a rhombus. Can you guys say rhombus? Rhombus. One more time. Rhombus. Do you know some attributes of a rhombus? Okay, a rhombus is a shape. Well, we know that it has what? 4 sides, 4 straight sides, right? All of these new shapes that we're talking about have 4 straight sides. And the other attribute is that the straight sides have equal length. like a square has equal length. But a rhombus is different than a rectangle and a square because it does not have right angle squares. So it does not have, right angle corners. It doesn't have square corners. So we want to try to, this one might be kind of tricky. All right. We want to make one that has equal lengths. Okay, so equal lengths. So let's say this is kind of the same length as this. What do you guys think about that? That's kind of equal length, yeah? But that would be, what I'm making right there, that does look like a square corner. So it needs to be like a little less than that. Ooh, that might be a way to do it if you can imagine this bottom, ooh, for a rhombus. So see how that corner right there? It's not a square corner. It's like the angle is smaller than that. Or we can make one where the angle would be bigger too. Oh. Okay, that angle looks bigger right there. That might be closer to a rhombus. Oh, rhombus might be a little tricky. Okay. Okay, I think that might be a good rhombus if we can imagine another point right there. Sometimes it's tricky to do with our bodies. All right, rhombuses. All right, last one that we're going to learn about is a trapezoid. You might have found another way. You might be able to find some ways to make some better rhombuses. Challenge. Maybe you can do that at recess today. Last one is a trapezoid. Can I hear you say trapezoid? Trapezoid! Okay, here are some of the attributes of trapezoid. Now this time I'm going to tell you, and I want to see if you can make one on your own without me doing it first. So like maybe you can figure out some way to make a trapezoid with your upper body. Okay, so the attributes of a trapezoid, there are 4 straight sides. We know that one, right? And 4 corners. Okay, so that's kind of like the rest of them, right? But we don't have to have equal length on the sides, like a rhombus. And we don't have to have 4 square corners, like a square or a rectangle. So maybe we can make a trapezoid where the sides are not all the same length. Okay. All right, let's see if you can make a trapezoid. Okay, so 4 straight sides and 4 corners. Okay, I'm gonna try one out now too. Okay, so trying to make my corners really straight. All right, so you can see my line right here up top. It goes straight across right there. And I have another straight line down. My black shirt, it's kind of wrinkly, but you can imagine there's a straight line across, straight up. So that's 4 sides. What line is shorter? Probably the line that my hands are making right now. It's longer than the black shirt line, right? And then it looks like the 2 lines on the side where my arms are making, those might be a little more equal. So that's a trapezoid. Its attributes, 4 straight sides and 4 corners. And you can see the corners, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so if you want to get up on your feet now, we're going to take some of those shape ideas and we're going to put them together to create a fun shape dance showing attributes of different shapes. All right, guys, so we're back on our feet and we're going to create a dance, a little composition. That means we're putting some things together, right? So we're going to put together some of the shapes that we made when we were learning about the attributes, defining attributes of shapes. So defining attributes means like what makes a shape a certain shape, right? So like an open shape is an open shape because it has an opening. A closed shape is a closed shape because it is closed. Okay, so might be helpful to learn this pattern that we're going to use. So we're going to make a shape that is open, open, closed, closed, closed. Then we'll do a rectangle, rhombus, square, trapezoid. All right, say that with me. Open, open, closed, closed, closed. Rectangle, rhombus, square, trapezoid. Open, open, close, close, close. Rectangle, rhombus, square, trapezoid. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's start with our open shape. So we're going to have open. Can you see the opening? You can, huh? Here's open. Now our next one is also open. We're going to drop our arms down like this. Okay, shake it out a little bit. Ooh, good thing we did those shoulder rolls. Ugh, I need a little bit more warm-up juice. Okay, so ready? Here we go. Watch out. Open. That's an open shape. Open. Now we know close, close, closed, because we talked about the pattern. Okay, so our arms are gonna come closed. So we've got a closed shape going on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, that would be a pentagon. I see 5 sides. All right, we're gonna take that over our head, closed. And then we're gonna make a slightly bigger closed. Oh, I turned my head too there for that one, closed. Okay, so we know our open, open, close, close, close. So you guys can see the shape inside, the inside of the shape and the outside shape, right? Okay, cool, let's try it. And ready, here we go. Open, open, closed, closed. Well, that was I kind of did it smaller. Oh yeah, like that. Okay, start over again. Start over again. All right, we have open, open, closed. So you can see where my wrists are lined up on each other there. Closed. And then closed. We added a head move to that one. Okay. All right, let's try again. So we have open. That one's easy. Fingers go down for open. Now I slide my hands over and one wrist goes on, one hand holds the other hand closed. Then I bring it over my head so it kind of stays the same shape, closed. Now I'm going to slide out again to make it bigger, closed. Next we have rectangle. Okay, so we're going to do the rectangle the way that we did it before. So we're going to have rectangle. Let's see if we can get it right there over our eye. Rectangle. I'm trying to make my corners square corners. Then we're going to do rhombus. So I think we did a rhombus like this before. Rhombus, we know a rhombus is a shape with 4 straight sides of equal length. It looks pretty equal to me. This might be the best rhombus I can do. Rectangle, rhombus. So we did rectangle, rhombus. Now square. Okay, we're gonna slide our hands to do our square like we did before. Square. Oh, there we go. Looking pretty square. And then we're gonna break this apart. Oop. Fingers lined up towards each other to close our shape for our, what is that? Trying to make that straight. That's a trapezoid. Okay, all right, so open, open, closed, 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 rectangle, rhombus, square, trapezoid. One more time. Open, open, closed, 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 rectangle, rhombus, square. Square's the hardest one. Trapezoid. All right, great job, guys. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope that you had fun learning about attributes of different shapes and exploring those with our arms and with our bodies and creating our dance. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.